We've all been there, haven't we? Trapped in the relentless grind of the everyday struggle. You wake up, already tired. The to-do list feels like a mountain. You promise yourself today will be different, but by evening, you're right back where you started. That was Alex. Alex wasn't lazy. Not really. Just overwhelmed. Every day felt like a battle against invisible forces. Procrastination, a constant lack of energy, the nagging feeling of never having enough time. It was a cycle. A comfortable, yet profoundly dissatisfying cycle. "I'll start tomorrow," became Alex's mantra. "Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll eat healthier. Tomorrow I'll finally work on that project." But tomorrow always brought the same old today. The struggle wasn't just external tasks. It was an internal battle for control, for progress. Then one particularly chaotic Tuesday, something shifted. Not a grand epiphany, but a quiet, insistent whisper. "This isn't working." Alex realized the problem wasn't a lack of desire, but a lack of system. A lack of discipline. Not the harsh, punitive kind, but the gentle, consistent kind. The kind that builds. The idea was simple. Stop trying to overhaul everything at once. Instead, focus on tiny habits. Habits so small, they felt almost ridiculous. So easy, there was no excuse not to do them. Habit number 1. Feet on the floor. Not a full workout, not a 5-mile run. Just feet on the floor. Habit number 2. 3 sips of water after every meeting. Hydration, 1 small sip at a time. Habit number 3. Mug in the sink. A tiny victory against clutter. At first it felt silly. Could 3 sips of water, or putting a mug in the sink, really change anything? But what Alex discovered was the power wasn't in the action itself, but in the consistency. Each tiny habit was a silent declaration. I am someone who follows through. I am someone who takes care of myself. I am someone who makes progress. The cue routine reward loop started to kick in. The alarm was the cue. Feet on the floor was the routine. The reward was a small, internal feeling of accomplishment. That feeling, no matter how small, was the fuel. These tiny habits became the foundation. They built confidence. They built momentum. Soon, Alex wasn't just doing feet on the floor. They were doing a quick 5-minute stretch. They weren't just putting a mug in the sink. They were spending 10 minutes tidying before bed. The everyday struggles didn't disappear entirely, of course. Life still threw curveballs. But Alex had a new arsenal: resilience. The discipline they'd cultivated wasn't about being perfect. It was about being consistent, about showing up for themselves, even when it was hard. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, Alex's identity began to shift. They weren't just someone who wanted to be organized or healthy. They were becoming someone who was organized and healthy. The daily discipline wasn't a chore, it was a quiet act of self-love. It was the pathway to a life where struggle was met not with dread, but with a quiet, confident resolve. So, what tiny habit will you start today? What small, consistent action will you take to begin building the life you truly desire? Remember, the biggest changes don't come from grand gestures, but from the quiet, unwavering power of daily discipline. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself every single day.